Hi everyone, this is the third video installment of my coverage of the World Open War 2023, and today I'm going to go over Group C, which is another interesting group with a lot of good lists in it. So let's go and see what they're doing. Now, the highest seeded team in Group C is the Germans, so Team Deutschland. And I can really understand that. Not only are their lists good, but they have really solid players. Their team captain, Manuel, is, I think, the best player in the world. And Thomas Wudemann is also really good. I don't know who they're bringing as their third player, though, which is going to be interesting to see. So, this is the list for Team Deutschland, Germany. They're bringing a Japanese list. 19 order dice here. Second lieutenant, regular. Kempetai, 3 bamboo spears, 15 men. IGA engineer, 12 men. Flamethrower. Lovely units. Love the fact that they're all full strength and yeah. Militia, 15 men, inexperienced. So this is a horde, right? 99 men. Machine gun section for that extra unit of infantry. Love this idea. This is the second time we've seen it in the World Open War lists. Flamethrower team, heavy mortar team, inexperienced, suicide anti-tankers, 3 of those. A howitzer, a Type 92 tank Ket, and a Shinhoto, which I think is that one of. I think it's a tank, but I can't remember if it has a howitzer or not. A mule, a general purpose truck, and a Kuragani. This could very well be a list that was made by Manuel, but I don't think it is. Yeah. Sorry, I take it back. I think this is Manuel's list. He is the best horde player in the world, and I think this could very well be his. Very, very strong list. I really hope I get to face it because, again, Gurkhas really can cut their way through Japanese, but a lot of my other players would struggle against this. And just it's the support, right? It's the flamethrowers and the HE support that really makes that horde of inexperienced dudes really, really scary. Because you can't push against them. If you push, you might win the closer combat, but you will get flamethrowered. The second list is a British one, Up and Adam. I think this is Thomas Wudemann. He brings Gurkha Perez with SMGs, different sizes here. Canadian engineers, double of those. Flamethrowers, SMGs, and a commando section, 7 men, 7 SMGs. So I think this is Woodemann's because I played him at the Dutch Nationals. He had a very, very similar list. So I think that's it. Sniper, flamethrower team, medium mortar. So that's 3 flamethrowers in a list with Gurkha Perez. Medium mortar inexperienced, a Bofors, yeah, and 3 motorcycles with LMGs and a Stuart. Some trucks for transport of his engineers and flamethrower team. Now, this is a rock solid list, a very, very hard list to play against. And even if you're a really good player, have a really good list, you are going to lose models because it has good close combat, it has a lot of flamethrowers, it has a lot of Daka. So you are going to lose models. It's just a given. And against Thomas, who knows what he's doing? Yeah. And the final list here is a German one. It brings the Waffen-SS Lieutenant Chaplain, again, very cheap order dice. Panzer Pioneers, regulars with Flamethrower and Panzerfausts. Love these Panzer Pioneers. Brandenburgers for that board control. Again, very, very cool. Fallschirmjägers, just extra Panzerfausts, a few guys with SMGs veteran to push up. Yeah. Don't understand the MMG team, but it's there. The Sniper Gewehr, that is lovely. Double shot sniper, what's not to like? Flamethrower, medium mortar inexperienced, AT rifle, Nebelwerfer, always lovely. the Panzer IIIF, that I think is a Darker Panzer as well. 3 heavy field cars for all the troops that need to go up there with the flamethrowers, the Panzer Pioneers here, and a Kubelwagen for the flamethrower team. Again, a barbecue list, very, very well supported. I think that is the way to go with Germans right now. Very strong list again. So the Germans, for me, are very much in the top bracket for this this group. They're facing off against England. Now, England is a little bit more of an unknown size for me. I don't know who's actually on the team, but I know that many of the top English players are not. The joggers are not attending, so they are out. Russell is not, he's TOing. Richard Teresco is not attending, so a lot of these players um, will not be the top ranked players right now in England. But there are there's a lot of good players in England, so they might still have quite a few very top tier players coming here. And I think just looking at the final list, the American list, I think that that is Johnny Curran. And he is really good. Right. So the English, they bring a Japanese list. Kemputai, Manchukuo Cavalry, 3 Manchukuo Cavalry. Look at that, 10-man units. Very, very strong, very, very push, very in your face, but at the same time very survivable because they have that escape move. Militia to back it up. Sniper team, flamethrower team, medium mortar with a spotter. Suiciders, veteran. A spigot mortar, that is just terrifying. And a Shinhoto again. This Shinhoto, it pops up more and more, doesn't it? The mule and the Kurogani. Lovely, lovely list. That's really scary, that is. I would want me to play against this list because the Gurkhas can take it. My other guys, not so much. Then we have a British list, up and Adam. Gurkhas, we have 4 Gurkha units of 7 men. Royal Engineers as the 5th unit with a flamethrower. Sniper team, veteran. Heavy mortar, regular with spotters. Boys anti-tank rifle, veteran. Doesn't need to be veteran for me. Light artillery, that's a 25 pounder. 3 motorcycles with LMGs. Yeah, they're becoming a thing, aren't they? And a Darker Steward, and a mule, and an India pattern AC. Lovely. The India pattern armored carrier here is basically a Bren carrier, just with wheels instead. So, pretty much the same. A little bit more range. The final list is the American one here, and this is very reminiscent of what Johnny Curran brought to the Scottish Nationals, so that's why I think it's him. It's a 20 order dice barbecue list. It's got 4 engineers in it, double SMGs and flamethrowers. It's got parachute engineers, veterans with pistols. It's got MMG teams, 3 of those, inexperienced, just darker, I think. I don't like it, but they're there. US Marine Assault Squad, 5-man flamethrower bar pistol. Again with these extra infantry teams. A lot of infantry teams to chew your way through, isn't it? Heavy mortar, inexperienced. 114mm multi-rocket launcher, recce jeep, an M6 GMC. Now that is the half-track, I think it is. Or is it a truck? With a load of heavy machine guns mounted on top. So it's soft-skinned, I think, which makes it vulnerable, but at the same time it has a lot of offensive capability. And then MMGs on everything. This is a really good skirmish list. It has so much Daka combined with all the engineers, the flamethrowers. Really, really scary, but also vulnerable to enemy Daka. So I think in order for this list to win all their games, if it's you, in order for you to win all your games, you need to be very clever about what armies you get set up with, because some lists you will simply not be able to handle. For instance, it really lacks some kind of anti-tank capability. There's no bazooka here, right? So the flamethrowers are going to do all the heavy lifting, and I think in some matchups that is going to be difficult. Some matchups you're going to be golden because all that machine gun shots combined with the flamethrowers, oh, that's gonna hurt. It's really gonna hurt. Now, the third team is the second Spanish team. Let me see, that's the Mugraves. Yeah. So, this is not the Spanish team that's won all the WTCs. No, this is the second team, and they are bringing what they hope can become the next Spanish success story here. So, an American list with 14 order dice. Second LT, US Marines, 10-man squads. Look at that. They're full strength. 10 man, 3 BRs, 2 SMGs. That's a lot of shots, but they're very, very expensive for regulars. An engineer team, 5 man, flamethrowers, SMGs, and rangers with bar. Very strong skirmish section here, but a lot of dudes in those units. Sniper, veteran. Heavy mortar, inexperienced. Bazooka team, regular. Multi-rocket launcher, inexperienced. Recce jeep, steward. Again, 155. M4 tractor and a Dodge MMG. For me, this is pretty much standard, but because it puts so many of its eggs into one basket with these large units of infantry, I think that there is a vulnerability here to the list that might be exploited by a good player. Then we have the second Spanish list, which is Great Britain, up in Adam, of course, Gurkhas. We have 2 Gurkha units of 8 with an SMG. We have a Guards unit of 10 with an SMG. And then Royal Engineers flamethrowers. I don't think that Up and Adam, it may not actually be worth it on this list because there's only 2 Gurkha units. They are the main assaulters. The Guard unit is not going to assault much. It's just 10-man regulars. Sniper team, flamethrower team, medium mortar inexperience, boys anti-tank rifle, 25 pounder, SAS jeep. That is lovely. That's a lot of shot coming out of those jeeps. And a Darker steward, and a truck, a jeep, a quad tractor, and a Bren carrier to transport all the different elements that need transport. The sniper team and the engineers. I think perhaps Vengeance would be better spent on this list, but it is difficult. It's a difficult choice. The fact is, you only have 2 Gurkha units, and the special rule really only benefits them. Vengeance would benefit the Gurkhas and the engineers and maybe the tanks as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And the final one is the Japanese, 18 order dice, so a high order dice count, 80 bodies, that's also a high count. So IGA infantry, regulars, that is a horde of regulars here. So the man count goes a little bit down, but not by much, and they spend the points on regulars instead. That's a lot of rifle shots coming out of these units, and they are still dangerous in close combat. One of them is an engineer unit here with a flamethrower, and then there's a bamboo spears as well. Sniper team, flamethrower team, medium inexperienced mortar, suiciders, 3 of those. Inexperienced howitzer. This is clever because you're going to sit behind your own lines, so you're always going to shoot indirectly. So why buy regular? You're just going to use it as an extra mortar, basically. Kurogane, SS Key, that is the flamethrower tank. Interesting choice. Really interesting. And a truck with an MMG, Kurogane, and a mule. This, I think, is a very, very good competitive version of a regular Japanese list here. So that will be interesting to see as well. The final nation here is the Barbarian one, which is a stand-in team. There was one nation that dropped out. I think it was the Australians. And the Barbarians were just a hodgepodge of different mercenaries put together to fill the vacancy. And this is what they're bringing. So the first list is Germany, 15 order dice. Second lieutenant, Hair Pioneers, 2 of those. flamethrowers, veterans, SMGs, 2 Hair Infantry with LMGs, and Brandenburgers with Panzerfaust and SMGs. So pretty good. I don't like the LMGs on the regulars here, but they are backline holders. An LMG team veteran, lovely. Sniper team, flamethrower team. So that is the third flamethrower in this list. Medium mortar with a spotter, AT rifle, a 250/9 light armored car, and a Panzer 3E. I think that's a darker Panzer as well. Truck, MMG, and a Hanomag. Not massively competitive, this list, but not bad either. Not bad at all. Then there's a British list with Up and Adam, 2 pairs of 8 men, 4 SMGs, those are good units. 2 commandos as well, those are also good units, and Royal Engineers. Dangerous, good push units, all of them. 8 flamethrower engineers here, regular, lovely. Sniper, light mortar, inexperienced, unfortunately, that's just an order dice. 25 pounder, Staghound Steward, and a single truck. I would ideally want one more truck maybe to transport one of these units up along with the engineers, but it works. It works. The only thing that I'm doubtful about is the low order dice count, only 13 order dice, so that sucks a little bit. He's going to lack the order dice sometimes. Going against, I think that the average here is around 16. So being 3 order dice down is something you can notice. The final one is Soviets, and that has 17 order dice, second lieutenant in experience. Strafbat with unarmed shirkers, this is terrifying. Assault engineers, flamethrowers, that combination again, also terrifying. Free rifle squad, sniper team, veteran, flamethrower team regular, heavy mortar with a spotter, 2 tank hunters, a veteran with dogs, so it's dog mine, not tank hunters actually. BA-20, ooh, and an OT-34, ooh. Oh, that is a hard tank. The OT-34 is a 34 T-34 that has a whole mounted flamethrower, so it can basically erase 2 units a turn. If you're going to run Death Star type units, I think that's the route to go. The ability to hurt 2 units a turn is what makes a Death Star valuable. It is expensive, 235 points, but I think it could be worth it. Especially in a 17 order dice list, he has the order dice for this OT to really be effectful and backed up by a B20. That is terrifying. And look, he's bringing 2 Brent carriers as well for his engineers, I think, or maybe, yeah, that's for the engineers. The gas jeep, what would I put in? The flamethrower team, yeah. It has a lot of capability. This is a proper scary list as well. This is a proper list. Right, my predictions. I think in this group, I think Germany will win, but I think the English will be right behind them. As for Spain and the Barbarians, that is a toss-up. I think maybe the Spanish have a slight advantage. Many of them, I think, went to the WTC as one of the extra Spanish teams at the WTC, so they might have a slight advantage there just on experience, but I don't know. So just based on lists for those teams, I think that they will place in the bottom, but they might surprise. But I think the Germans have this this group, unless Team England can do some sort of magic. Right, that was it. Final video on Group D coming tomorrow. Cheers.